Because Putin told me that is the defense coming from the lips of the president when he was asked why he believed Ukraine was the real culprit behind the 2016 election interference. This is according to a former senior White House official. In a new piece in the Washington Post, former officials detail how the president quickly seized on this theory that Ukraine tried to thwart his White House victory. We have Democratic Congresswoman Torres with us. She sits on the House Foreign Affairs Committee. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, Brianna. It's great to be with you.
It's great to have you, and I wonder how concerned you are that Putin was able to influence, not just through sort of Russian meddling and trying to persuade voters or Americans, but actually to influence the president in a way that has him picking what Putin's saying over his own intel community.
I think after the 2016 elections, the gloves were really off when it came to Vladimir Putin's influence with President Trump and the GOP. Because let's not forget, the GOP continues to parrot not only on the floor, but also going on to Fox News, all of the things, the lies that Putin continues to spread, blaming and deflecting everyone else on his interference in our U.S. elections.
Why do you think the president was such an easy target for Putin here?
I am afraid that Vladimir Putin may have something on the president, and it is the reason why the president has continued to play the handmaid to Vladimir Putin, inviting him to the White House and opening the doors and not having any advisors present, taking the notes, from the interpreter and continuing to talk to him and continuing to parrot everything that he tells him. Russia is no friend of the U.S. They have never been a friend to us. They continue to compromise us internationally. They continue to attack our friends and our allies overseas. So we have to be very careful. We have to keep a close eye on how this continues to evolve.
So you said you think that Putin may have something, meaning compromising information, compromat, as it's said in Russia, on President Trump. Do you have proof of that? Is there something more? Is there something specific that you're thinking of when you say that?
Well, there is no other reason why President Trump continues to capitulate to what Putin is telling him. He doesn't do that with anyone else. He doesn't do that with his advisors. He doesn't do that with his American ambassadors who are providing him information, who have told him time and time and time again, national security advisors, that this is nothing but Russian propaganda, that he continues to not believe, our own intelligence over Putin.
I know some of our analysts, a number of them say, and our reporters who cover President Trump day in, day out say, he's obviously very sensitive to the idea that Russia meddled in the election, so his win may not be legitimate, or that there are people who delegitimize it by asking questions about that. Could that be a reason, rather than compromising information, that the president is so gullible when it comes to Putin suggesting it was Ukraine and not Russia that meddled?
No, I think it was, we are beyond 2016's election. I was present on January 20th to see President Trump take the oath of office. And I was there because I believe in the rule of law, because I believe in a peaceful transfer of power. So we are beyond 2016. The fact that this president of the United States continues to depend on Russia to win the next election that he has coming, asking not only Russia, but asking Ukraine and China openly on TV to investigate his political opponents, who could be challenging him and who absolutely have an opportunity to win in this next election, I think is unconscionable. We have to work towards securing our elections. And not only has President Trump blocked us from securing our elections, Republicans in Congress have also done that.
I want to ask you about something that we've heard from one of the scholars who testified before the Judiciary Committee that Democrats called. Noah Feldman, he says the president isn't officially impeached because the House has not sent the impeachment articles to the Senate. In your view, has the president been impeached?
I am absolutely, after the vote that we took on the floor, and, the majority of Congress voted to impeach the president, he has absolutely been impeached. Now, we elected Nancy Pelosi as our Speaker of the House because we have trust in her that she will negotiate every procedure moving forward with the Senate. Let us not forget that Mitch McConnell has already said that he has been in negotiations with the White House, in negotiations with the president, and he will take whatever they tell him on moving this process forward. He is not going to give us a fair trial. Imagine what a defendant will do. It's not justice. If somebody accused of a crime can coordinate with a jury and can coordinate with a judge on how the trial is going to move forward, that's unconscionable. When we raise our hand and pledge allegiance to our nation, we say with liberty and justice for all. It doesn't say except the President of the United States.
Congresswoman, thank you. Congresswoman Norma Torres.
Thank you, Brianna.
Just in, we're learning